What a monster of a card we have, lady and gentlemen, boys and girl. At UFC 267, there are, I don't know, 5 of my, I don't want to say favorite fighters, that doesn't really make sense, but favorite people to watch fight. And it's not so much the main event, although I have rooting interest in a few of these fights. So what I'm going to do is just go through the main card, the odds of the fights, what I think, but I'm not going to tell you who to pick. I'm just going to tell you things that might be able to happen. I'm going to give each fight about 30 seconds and we'll go from there. So first off, we have my man Volkan Ozdemir, and he, as much as I want to say I think he'll win because Volkan is a friend and a sweetheart of a guy, in my opinion. For those of you that don't know, I've helped him with camps before, but that line, it should be the other way around. Volkan plus 245 for the bet might be not the worst pick, but the other guy's a monster, and he's been highly touted for a long time. Now here, this is like absence making the heart grow fonder kind of a thing, but 590, minus 590. I get it, he's a savage, and he might take Li Jianlang down and just pulverize him into paste, as he did 2 of his 3 opponents. The other one he knocked out with a single punch off a, what do you use, Mwashigeri, like a liver kick from the front, snap kick. Anyway, I love Hamzat to win. I don't like the odds. This fight is the only one I'm kind of just meh about. Volkov versus Tabora. I don't. I'd stay away from this. That's kind of trap betty as far as the lines and just my experience gambling. I certainly don't anymore, and it'd be ill-advised to on this sport for me. But I might just avoid that fight. I'm watching it even. No, I'm just kidding. So here's monster number 2, and certainly fam, Islam Makhachev versus Daniel J. Hooker. No, I have no idea what his middle initial is, but minus 650. Once again, we're looking at these lines that are like, come on. I think if Islam gets him down and is a little bit more vicious on the ground, it won't last very long, because Hooker's never felt that kind of wrestling, but those knees are terrifying. I would stay away from that fight. Don't be surprised. Speaking of don't be surprised, this monster of a fight, I included height and reach because the height seems to be more the issue. Don't forget, reach measures the shoulders. Sandhagen's a little bit narrow-shouldered, and Peter Yan's might be a little bit wider with longer arms, but the 4-inch height alone means leg length, means a couple things, but Sandhagen's actually the older of the two, and those two don't like each other, but Peter Yan has just decimated everything in front of him. That said, in the main event of the evening, Jan Blachowicz versus Glover Teixeira. I remember when Glover was like the Brazilian answer to 205, and he had visa issues and couldn't get here. He was supposed to be the most talented 205er in the world, and this was probably right around when Rampage beat Chuck, because I know he's from that same school. I like Teixeira as a live dog, I really do, but I can see him losing. I think on their feet, Jan may have a advantage or 2. I think on the ground, though, Volkan's got some tricks, man. He's magical on the ground. Underestimated, embarrassingly so. But man, my heart goes with Teixeira, so my money kind of would too. And if you made it this far, I just want to quick mention that I have a Patreon account. I'll leave a description, or I'll leave a link in the description. This is, my patrons have essentially fed me and kept me alive as I am drifting like born like a drifter to walk alone. Because I hate that one song off that album. I like every other song on Whitesnake 1987, self-titled. Alright, at least I don't ramble. Yeah, so I've been living like a gypsy, and my patrons and my BD MMA club members from YouTube, either or is okay, obviously. With Patreon, you get a little more access to me, personally. But $2 a month, I don't know. Doesn't seem like too much to ask from anyone. Yeah, So there's that. This is just an unbelievable card. I want to say like something awesome to finish up, but I don't really have anything. So I'll be live, maybe tweeting again for the fights, and I look forward to seeing you then. Cheers, everyone.